So, Virgil van Dijk, the greatest defender of all time, is hooked at half-time. Darwin Nunez still can't hit a barn door with a beach ball. And Brentford beat Liverpool 3-1. What a start to the year it has been. Yesterday, we got to see Spurs and Chelsea drop points. And today, Liverpool lose against Brentford. A great start to the year of Premier League football. A huge opportunity for Manchester United to pull away from those teams that have, of course, dropped points. But let's talk about that game at Brentford's Community Stadium today. A huge win for Brentford and a huge performance in the first half. And in the second half, when Liverpool got one goal back after they hooked off Virgil van Dijk and a few other players at half-time, you thought, ooh, Brentford, who have creaked before, who have squandered a 2-goal lead against Spurs at their stadium before to draw 2-2. You thought, ooh, are we going to see the same thing happen again? But Darwin Nunez spurred his chances. Liverpool didn't create enough, and Brentford got another goal to give them the victory. A huge win for them as well. That sees them nice and comfortable in the top half of the Premier League. They're having a fantastic season so far. The only team to beat them at their stadium is Arsenal this season. Obviously taking points off Spurs, taking points off Liverpool today. They absolutely battered us at the start of the season. Obviously we're a different Manchester United team now, but they battered us at the start of the season. And now they sit in 7th, just 2 points behind Liverpool, although they have played a game more than Liverpool. Now, as for Liverpool today, awful stuff. In the first half, at 0-0, Nunez missing sitters again. Well, it was great defending as well by Ben Mee to get behind the goalkeeper and, of course, to get the block. But yet again, a big opportunity squandered by Darwin Nunez, and he missed more in the second half. Then it was an own goal by Konate. Unfortunate really as the cross comes in to see it ricochet off him, but maybe you could argue he should be a little bit more aware of what is going on. And then Wissa, after we saw a goal disallowed for Brentford to make it 2-0, goes through and makes it 2-0 with a header which was initially saved but then was ruled to be over the line, and correctly so, with goal line technology. So Brentford were going in 2-0 up, having had 2 goals disallowed. Yeah, it could have been a lot more for Brentford in that first half. And then at half time we see those changes. Virgil van Dijk hooked off for Liverpool, and as I said, all this talk about Virgil van Dijk being the greatest of all time and all this, that and the other, what did we say? Hold your horses, relax. You've got to do it for a lot longer than a season or two. And obviously he was fantastic for a season or two, but to get the comparisons to Rio Ferdinand and all these other great defenders that have been in the Premier League down the years were way too soon. And we're seeing today he's hooked off at half time. No injury, tactical substitution, he's hooked off at half time, and Liverpool looked a lot better without him. Now you could argue, they didn't create enough and all those kind of things, but they looked the better team in the second half, and they drew the second half 1-1. They lost the first half 2-0. So you're looking at that performance, and it was a poor performance from Virgil van Dijk, a poor performance from Liverpool in that first half. As I said, he wasn't the only one to get substituted. We also saw Harvey Elliott and Tsimikas substituted in that first half. They started with a goal from Darwin Nunez. He was offside though, typical of his luck at the moment. He can't score when he's onside and he's got sitters, or he's offside and he does score. And then Oxlade-Chamberlain scored from a decent cross from Alexander-Arnold. Fantastic cross on his weak foot actually to cut back inside and cross the ball in. Oxlade-Chamberlain had the easiest of headers. All he had to do was follow it in. But then Liverpool never ever capitalised. I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, they're going to score and Brentford are probably going to lose this game, and it's going to be disappointing because I've just sat here wanting Liverpool to lose as I do. And thankfully, Brentford managed to hold on. But I say hold on. Yes, they were defending for most of that second half, but Liverpool weren't creating countless opportunities. They had one for Darwin Nunez, which he missed. Then he was getting frustrated and getting booked. And then you see Bremo go through. And I think your man, what's his name again? Konate, who I think's, done pretty well for Liverpool. I think he's a very good defender. But he gets weighted by Bremo as he goes through, looking for a soft free kick. And Bremo tucks it in, 3-1. And I was so relieved that the referee and VAR didn't intervene in that, because it was so soft, and it would have been a silly decision to overrule that goal. And Brentford get a win that they thoroughly deserved, and Liverpool hold an L that they thoroughly deserve to as well. Now they sit at the moment, as it stands, 4 points behind Manchester United, who are in 4th spot, 2 points behind Spurs. Spurs have played the same amount of games as them. United have played a game less. We can play Bournemouth tomorrow and go 7 points clear of them. Newcastle are 6 points ahead of them, played the same games at the moment. Manchester City are 8 points clear of them with a game in hand on them. They obviously go to Stamford Bridge. Arsenal are 15 points clear of Liverpool, and they've got a game in hand on them. So those teams ahead of Liverpool having the opportunity to pull away. But from our perspective, from a Manchester United fan's perspective, United have got Bournemouth at home. Now, not taking anything for granted, but those are the games that you have to be winning. And we have to win this game. When you take into context what is going on this week, after the points that we saw dropped at Spurs' stadium, they dropped points against Villa. We see Chelsea go to Forest, drop points there. You know, we see Liverpool dropping points against Brentford. United need to win. 7 points clear of Liverpool, albeit at this very early stage, still 20 odd games to go. So many things can happen, twists and turns, but it'd be a good cushion to have at this stage of the season if we can win that game against Bournemouth. And then you look at City are also playing Chelsea, so one or both of them are going to drop points. Arsenal are playing Newcastle, so one or both of them are going to drop points. And again, you can try and climb and close the gap on some of those teams ahead of us, maybe leapfrog Newcastle and still have that game in hand on them as well. And things can start to look quite good for Manchester United, but I'm scared. I don't want to count my chickens. I'm scared about Manchester United because every time it seems like we've got something good going on, you know, you have a spanner in the works. And that's what you expect from a team that's early stages, teething at the moment. But Ten Hag does seem to have things going well for him at the minute. And still early doors, but we're building something. And it seems to be, you know, he's building something that's there and hopefully can build foundations for the long term. You know, and getting Champions League football this season is vitally important. And if we can win this game against Bournemouth and take that kind of cushion, 5 points clear of Spurs, 7 points clear of Liverpool, you'd be, you know, depending what happens in that Chelsea game, but you're definitely going to be 7 points clear of them, maybe more. To get clear of those teams, leapfrog Newcastle, starts to look good. As for Liverpool, it's not looking very good at this moment in time. After consecutive wins following the break, they've gone and lost against Brentford, and now, you know, not looking too rosy. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on everything in the comments below. Make sure you keep it like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with reaction to Manchester United Bournemouth. I am obviously going to be at the game, so you'll get my reaction from outside Old Trafford. Until then, I have been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.